What's up, guys, and welcome back to this week's Bourbon of the Week. If you haven't been here before, this is our March Madness Bourbon Bracket Single Barrel Edition, and don't make me say that again. This week we have Buffalo Trace Single Barrel versus the Russell's Reserve Single Barrel, and if you want to know how you can get involved and win some amazing prizes from this, make sure you stick around to the end of the video. But we're going to get Marissa down here because we do this blind, so she picks a corresponding glass with a corresponding bottle, and that way I don't know which one's which, so let's get to it.
Hey guys, ready for another terrible pour job that I'm about to do. Alright, so Chris should be all set to do his tasting. I'm out.
So here we have it, the Russell's Reserve versus the Buffalo Trace. Hopefully she poured these up. She gave me a little bit less tonight. I guess I drank too much last night. She didn't like that. So we have A, we have B. Buffalo Trace obviously coming out of Buffalo Trace Distillery. Russell's Reserve coming out of the Wild Turkey line. Everybody knows I love the Wild Turkey line. What's that? 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley. While the Buffalo Trace comes in at an undisclosed mash bill, but they do say every website that you look at under that 10% rye when it comes to the Buffalo Trace line. This bottle comes in only at $30, while this bottle comes in usually in that $60 to $65 range when you can find it. We're taking price out of the equation because we don't know which one's which during our blind sip, but enough about that. Everybody knows before we get started. Time for the traditional sip. Ooh. That is very good. Right off the bat, it feels like it's the Russell's Reserve. The Russell's comes in 110 proof, 90 proof. I don't know if I said that already. This tastes like it has a little bit more kick to it than like something. If this was 90 proof, I wouldn't like it that much. At 110 proof, I don't mind it. But if this is 90 proof, there's no way that this deserves to win just because it does have a pretty good kick to it. Nothing crazy, nothing you can't handle. Definitely might throw an ice cube or a little bit of water in this one myself. But everything else is very good. It's very well balanced. Vanilla, a little bit of not even an oak flavor, if you ask me. Not a very long oak flavor. So maybe is this still 10 years? I know the original Russell's is 10 years. This is their single barrel straight bourbon, 55%. It does not say 10-year on here. Obviously, I love the 10-year Russell's Reserve. So I don't know what the age statement is on this. We'll have to figure that out. But for this, if this is the Russell's, not bad at all. This is very good, very well balanced. A little bit of an ethanol kick to it, but everything else sips pretty well there. Other than that, not really too much outside of the bourbon world when it comes to the flavors, but a very solid pour. This is delicious, don't get me wrong. I'm actually excited to see these two up against each other. It's gonna be hard to kick one of these out in the first round, but that's the way it broke down here. Let's give this one a sip. Again, 110 proof versus 90 proof, and right off the nose, you can almost feel like this one's gonna sip a little bit easier. Let's see here. About the same color if you think about it. Maybe a little bit darker for B, but nothing crazy. Let's get into A here. One more traditional sip. Oh yeah. Much smoother, much lighter. On both the flavor and the alcohol. Not quite as much of a predominant flavor there. I can already tell this is Buffalo Trace is A and Wild Turkey Russell's is B. You can just already tell. One, with that ethanol kick, it's very predominant. And if this is reversed, if this happens to be, so if this is the 90 proof, that's terrible. And if this is the 110 proof, that would be amazing. So if this is Russell's, I'd be surprised. But this has got to be the Russell's. The rye spice is there right at the beginning. The ethanol is right there on the nose. Whereas this one's not quite as much. Again, that flavor, that color is the same. So we can't really take that into account. The taste profile on this is very, very good. But when you compare it to what you're getting, when you drink them side by side, it really doesn't even compare, if you ask me. The rye spice in this is delicious. This seems a little bit watered down when you're comparing it to this, but that's not a very fair comparison, because if this was on its own, I think this would be delicious every day of the week. I love Buffalo Trace. We've already done their regular bottle on one of our reviews, and it got a very good score. Drinkability on this is amazing. Even at a 90 proof, this sips very well. But comparing it to this flavor just stands out to me. And that's kind of how it was last time too on the episode a couple days ago. drinkability was a little bit different for the two of them, but the flavor just comes out so much more. And I don't know if that's because of the higher ethanol kick. They're not watering it down to get it down to a 90 proof for you, so they really get rid of some of those flavors. But this one just, it really doesn't seem to produce anything for me flavor-wise compared to this. This just bursts at you with that rye spice. Very good vanilla notes as well. Just overall a great pour. I really hope this is the Russell's Reserve again, because I'll look like an idiot if I think the 90 proof is actually 110 proof, and if the 110 proof is actually tastes like a 90 proof. But let's see. One more sip. Yeah. B is going to be our winner, and I'm just going to... Yeah, it's really not even close. Again, very good. A is very good, don't get me wrong. But B, just a little bit better. So let's get to it. The big reveal. And it's obvious. Look at that. I've been drinking way too much bourbon. The Russell's is the B. The Buffalo Trace is the A. I've been drinking way too much bourbon to be able to tell. One, that, I mean, I guess 90, 100, 120 proof difference you should probably be able to tell. But it's really that rye spice that you pick up in this. And you guys know I love rye spice. It's just such a great taste profile when sipping a bourbon, because not only do you get that warmth from the alcohol, but you get the warmth from the rye. And that spicy, peppery note really just sticks out a lot. So give it up to Buffalo Trace. I was really excited. This is my first single barrel store pick. I actually got lucky getting it off the Fine Wine and Good Spirits website. They said they were sold out. Somehow it shipped to me anyway. They charged my card, unfortunately, but that's where we're going to leave it. Wild Turkey's going to win with the Russell's Reserve in our, what's that, bracket number 2? Bracket number 2. So they're going to move on to the Final Four. We'll find out in a couple of days who they play against Elijah Craig and the New Riff Single Barrel. But in the meantime, guys, make sure you check me out on Instagram for this whole March Madness. We're giving stuff away. Left and right, we're giving away merchandise. We're giving away koozies. We're giving away handshakes, free samples, whatever you guys need. I'm going to make sure we give it away. All you have to do is go over there, follow me at Bourbon of the Week, and then you can guess what you think's going to win. So if you guess Russell's Reserve, I already have your name in a list, and we're going to pull at the end 5, maybe 10 winners, depending on how generous I'm feeling and how much money my wife will let me spend on gifts for you guys. At the end here, we're going to pull some winners. So again, check me out on Instagram at Bourbon of the Week, and let's all have some fun while we do this. Check out the next episode. Check out the previous episode if you haven't already seen it. And make sure you click that subscribe button down below as well. We're almost at our 500 giveaway as well. Another big thing that we're doing here on the channel. I appreciate everybody who's already subscribed, and I appreciate everybody who's about to subscribe right now. You're doing it, clicking it. Appreciate that. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time here on Bourbon of the Week.